Good morning, everybody. It is a little bit after 6 a.m. here in Chicago on a Monday. It's a bit dreary compared to where I just came from. Really cold. Back home now along the lakefront after being in California all weekend for an almost record-setting level of heat for the Western States 100. It was an absolutely fantastic time. I did not run the race by any means. I was there to document it, but even though I didn't do hardly that much running at all over the weekend, I gotta tell you, I'm exhausted. So today, I'm just gonna have an easy run, do a quick 6 miler, not quick, but just an easy 6 miler, and then we're gonna head back in the pool because I still have a triathlon to train for. 6.54 miles, 9 minutes, 14 seconds per mile, 134 beats per minute today for the run. And then once I got home, I changed and headed over to the gym so I can hop in the pool, where I did 629 yards according to Strava at 26 minutes and 24 seconds of swimming. There's a lot of breaks in there, a lot of resting, but trying to work on some technique. And coming in at 128 beats per minute for the swim, although I'm still using the heart rate from the wrist, which tends to not be all that reliable for me. I do have a goggle adapter for my armband heart rate monitor, but I just feel like I'm not gonna worry about heart rate while swimming at this point. I just have so many kind of basics that I have to worry about first before I can really even think about, like, am I training too hard or not? I'm already trying to go as slow as possible, so there's not a lot of room for me to try and go easier in the pool. So whatever the heart rate is whatever the heart rate is for today. And today, for the first time, I was using a pull buoy. It's a new thing that I recently ordered off of Amazon, and I thought I'd give it a shot today. This was my first time using it. The main reason I was thinking about using it is because the last time I was in the pool, I used this thing, which is the kickboard, to try and work on some kicking, and then I did some kick drills and some swimming. And what I realized from watching the footage from last week was my legs are just all over the place and they're sinking like crazy. So I thought if I got the pull buoy, I wouldn't have to worry about the legs. I can kind of isolate the legs, get them used to the position that they're supposed to be in terms of being higher up in the water, and focus on like the top part of my swim and kind of eliminate the legs from the problem. Or at least that was the thinking for today. It didn't quite work out that way, or maybe it did, but I was trying to use the pull buoy to try and figure out how to just get breathing better in the water, how to get moving through the water a little better, and how to be a little bit more relaxed. And some of those things I'm kind of starting to figure out with the help of that thing, but some are still kind of like I'm in the same spot. So the one thing that I found from looking at the footage, and I kind of felt it too, was that my legs are still sinking, even with this pull buoy in between the legs, in a way that it can help keep me a little bit more buoyant. But they're still dropping, and I do feel like sometimes it was better, sometimes it wasn't. And when I did feel like it was better, I do feel like I was engaging the core a lot, and I felt like it was like in my back in terms of where I was feeling a difference in terms of positioning. So I feel like in terms of understanding what things are supposed to feel like, I think that helps a lot. But I think a big reason my legs are still sinking is because I'm still kind of pulling my head up out of the water a lot to breathe, although I'm trying to, keep my head down. I only have like half the face come out of the water to breathe, all that. And I'm kind of just like, I'm like flailing my arms, it looks like, from the footage. So there's a lot of work that I still need to do. Without having the legs, I do feel like I was just swimming all over the lane. I had like very little control. So I do feel like, as much as I felt like my legs were useless last week, I do feel like they're helping me a little bit in terms of at least going in a straight-ish line. So when they were immobilized today, I felt like it was a lot harder for me to go straight. The other thing that I thought was interesting using the pull buoy and not kicking today was that I felt like I was pretty much going the same speed when I was using my legs versus when I wasn't using my legs. And so that kind of tells me that, I mean, well, it tells me a lot of things, I guess, but one of the things that I'm thinking is I don't need to rely on it to go faster. I really just need it to keep me stabilized and kind of hopefully get my body position a little bit more towards the surface and not dragging through the water like an anchor so much. So hopefully that's some stuff that I can, now that I know that and can see that from the footage, hopefully that'll help me to correct some of those things as well. It still feels like everything's happening really fast, and I feel like sometimes I'm feeling like, oh, I could do this for a long time. And other times I'm thinking, I feel like I'm starting to drink in a lot of pool water and then I'm not moving anywhere and then I'm sinking in the water. So it just goes from times where I'm feeling relaxed and times when I'm feeling like I'm drowning. And so today I felt like I spent more time in the relaxed column than I did in the drowning column, but I'm thinking what I'll do is probably alternate days in terms of using the pull buoy, then using the kickboard, to be able to focus on the different aspects of the swim and really break it down before I try to spend a lot more time worrying about how like far I'm swimming during the day. I'm not really caring about that. I'm not really counting it. I'm like, you know, I am using the watch to kind of track it, but you know, I'm just trying to get like 20 to 30 minutes of swimming in each session and try to get in the pool as many times as I can. So that's the goal kind of going forward. As far as the running is going, I did start feeling a little bit of pain in my knee today. Last year, after some high mileage weeks, I got some runner's knee, and I'm hoping that that's not what I'm getting now. But it's something that kind of like, I had a good weekend of running up in the mountains when I was out watching Western States. Maybe, I don't think that did anything. I don't remember hurting myself. I did kind of twist my ankle a little bit on some rocks, but ankle feels fine. But the knee has been starting to feel a little bit, not great. It might be the extra workouts that I was putting in before I headed out to California last weekend. So maybe that's it. So I think I'm going to cut out one of the track workouts from this week and just have one track workout and one long run instead of 2 track workouts and a long run this week, just to be safe. And I'm thinking I'll spend more time in the pool, which I definitely need anyway, and kind of cut back on the running just a little bit. Make sure I'm spending a little bit more time on maintenance, some leg strength exercises, and getting the massage gun out to get after the tendon, hopefully stimulate some blood flow and get that thing all buttoned up. Because I've got less than a month. I think I've got like 3 weeks till my steeplechase, which I have it coming up at the end of the month, which I've never done that before, but I signed up for one. And then the triathlon is almost exactly 2 months from today. So I got a long way to go as far as the swimming, but I feel like with some of these tools that I have right now, I feel like those are some of the pieces in place for where I want to go, that maybe, just maybe, I'll be actually able to complete the swim portion of my very first triathlon. So that's the update that I have so far today, just getting back into kind of my new old routine, or my old new routine. My old new routine. That's it. Trying to get ready for these events that are very different from anything else that I've tried before. And I'm enjoying all these new kind of challenges and struggling I'm not enjoying struggling, but I'm enjoying the fact that I have these new challenges to kind of tackle for the summer. It's been a lot of fun so far. And you guys have been very helpful in the comments with, tips, whether it's either here or on Instagram, helping me kind of like figure out what all the filling means and how I can kind of get it a little bit more under control. So thanks a lot for that, guys. If you do have any tips or comments, feel free to put them out in the comments down below, or better yet, feel free to stop by the live stream that I do Monday through Friday right here on YouTube. I always love to be able to chat with you guys there. That's all I have for today, everybody. Thanks so much for making it all the way to the end of the video. Hopefully you guys are staying safe out there on your runs, and I'll see you in the next one.
Yo, what's going on?